Hello everyone, I am Sarah the Rainbow Hearted Witch. I have a new wig on today. I love this color. It's like so soft, I can't stop playing with it, but it's super slippery. I feel like it's gonna like fall off my head at any second and then my hair clip's gonna fall off. So don't mind me, but yeah, I love this color. So anyway, so this week's video is going to be a follow-up to Vulture City. I got some inside information and I'm super excited to show you guys and share with you. I brought my husband back the weekend before Halloween. We went Saturday, October 23rd, 2021, partly because we wanted to do the Great Pumpkin Hunt of 2021, which was happening in the town of Wickenburg. I love Villafane Studios. So I had not realized, I don't really watch cable television. I haven't really watched cable in a long time, but I had no idea that Mr. Villafane, what is called the aristocracy of pumpkin carving, he won 2 other Food Network pumpkin carving shows in 2008 and 2020 and 2020 and in 2010. So I had no idea that he was on those shows. So he won Halloween Wars and then he won the Food Network pumpkin carving shows in 2008 and 2010. Sorry about that, guys. That was a mouthful. So anyway, all I ever know is that he has been doing pumpkin carving shows, usually up in Carefree, and I loved going to those. For most years it was free. He would go set up and he had other pumpkin carvers there, and they did all these great scenes in their town center near the sundial, if anyone's been to Carefree. And it was so magical and so wonderful. I loved all the scenes and it was one of my favorite Halloween things to do in Arizona. I went every year. And then last year, I think it was actually the year before, I'm not sure if they didn't do it or if that was the last year. And then last year it was in the city of Mesa, and so I went, but it just wasn't as magical. It was in just storefronts and you could go and do these pumpkin hunts and it was okay. This year he did it in the town of Wickenburg as well as Vulture City. And I have to say, it's pretty cool. I didn't get many pictures in the town, but I will show a couple of pictures here of a couple of the pictures we got in the store windows in the city. So in Wickenburg, we were walking around. Like I said, I did not take many pictures, but there were 2 cool stores, but one in particular I'm going to talk about. Moonlily Apothecary, natural herbs and tea. Now, we went in there and this store was so cool. Diane Hopper and Sue Mazalan run this shop, and Diane really knows her stuff. It's not just, a place to go buy tea. She really knows the medicinal properties and the metaphysical properties, but it really is an apothecary. She is so knowledgeable and she has walls full of herbs and resins and just really magical things. So we got some herbs there, and we haven't tried the tea. We did buy one tea, which we actually do need to try out, right, Nikolai? My wonderful husband is recording. Thank you so much. So it was really cool to get to go check out a new local store that just opened up in the town of Wickenburg. And it's really amazing. I'm going to read you. It says, Moonlily's promise. Our goal is to provide healthy choices for you to bring the miracles of nature into your daily life. We carry spices, herbs, roots, flowers, teas, as well as other herbal products. We have natural oils, salves, balms, tinctures, infusions, and blended teas of your choice. as well as medicinal remedies for almost any disorder or ailment, and spiritual teas with a purpose. All our products are 100% natural, vegan, ethically sourced, and harvested and made with love and knowledge of the ages. Now, Diane grew up learning how to forage from her grandmother, and she retired and she got to open the store. Like I said, it's fairly new and Diane's amazing. So I definitely recommend Moonlily Apothecary if you are going to be driving through Wickenburg. All right, so back to Vulture City. So I had 2 naysayers. I won't call anybody out, but if they're watching, they know who they are, who said that one of my pictures, it was not a ghost. Straight up, they're like, no, that looks weird. Doesn't look like a ghost. Was it like some kind of projection or a prop? So Nikolai and I are walking through and we're taking our pictures, and we went to the gas station, which I did get a clip, well, 2 clips of me talking to a spirit in the gas station, and I will show those now. Hello everyone, so I am in the gas station in Vulture City, and this is where they say that you can hear tapping in response to questions, and I'm already getting chills, and it's a very warm 77 degrees out today. So chills. I'm going to ask that the spirit knock once for yes, 2 for no. Is there anyone in here with us today? Maybe they're camera shy, even though there's cameras up there. Well, if you turn around, you can see the old bathroom, which is kind of cool that they actually had a bathroom in this gas station. And then we walk out here. Maybe we should try it out here. We were in this section when my dad and I were when we were originally asking, but we couldn't tell if it was the wind because there's a sign out there, and I'm not sure if that was what was moving. Is there anyone in here with us today? Knock once for yes, 2 for no. Are you shy? Are you tired? So I guess no spirits want to talk to us today. Well, we tried. Thanks everyone. Bye. Okay, so we hung out a little bit longer, and I asked if anyone was here, and I did get a yes. And I asked if they wanted to be recorded, and I got a yes. So is there anyone in here with us? Did you live here during the active mind days? Did you work in the gas station? Am I asking the wrong questions? Yes, I'm asking the wrong questions. Well, I can't ask you why you're here if you didn't work at the gas station. Were you a minor? Yes, you were a minor. Did you live your whole life here? They live their whole life here. What else should I ask? Does your family still live here? Was that a tap?
I think it was a double tap.
That was a double tap. Was that a double tap?
That was a no. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for talking with us today. Goodbye. But so we went through the gas station and I talked to the spirit there. It's a spirit who worked in the mine and lived there his whole life. And I say he because that was the energy I was picking up, that it was a male spirit. So anyway, at first he did not want to communicate with me, and then it was a little spotty, but I did get some communication, and that was really cool. And then we went into the the mine owner's home, and we got more pictures of the haunted dolls, but I could not find the little ballerina shoes, and I could not, there was just a couple things I was like, I'm not sure. So anyway, we're meandering through, and this time, which during the week it wasn't open, but the little snack bar was open, and there was a woman, and I'll show her picture here, in the snack bar area selling, you know, coffee, water, snacks. And then there was a table with books and little bats, because they were selling these books with little bats. It was kind of their Halloween special. This is the book that goes along with the artwork of the artist who is there, well, Villafane. So this is the Fable of Mabel, and I know that this is throughout like previous shows that he's done. So story by Ray Villafane, Tammi Villafane, and Vicki Jessing. Mabel Sand Sculptures by Ray Villafane, Maisie Mouse by Vicki Jessing. So it's this cute little story, and it's for kids, but I love his artwork, and so I picked this up. And there's also Mr. Hallows, so it's 2 stories in one. And it's this creepy scarecrow guy. And this creepy scarecrow guy is throughout, he's in a couple places throughout Vulture City. But I'm jumping ahead of myself, so I'm sorry, guys. And I don't know, have chills for a second. That thing is creepy. Oh, and then here's a picture of him putting the scarecrow together. Anyway, so me being me, I asked the woman, so I don't know how it came up, but I was just talking to her, asking questions. Nikolai, do you remember how it came up? Sorry, it's been a few weeks. I knew that this video was going to be long and longer, and I should have written some things down. But basically, I was asking, you know, if I could see the haunted ballerina shoes. I wasn't sure where they were. She told me they were in a case, but unfortunately, when you walk in, it's like sectioned off. You can't really walk up to the case, so it's really hard to see in the case. And so I found out that in the case was where one of the haunted dolls was, and the ballerina, the little child shoes, the haunted shoes were in there as well. And so I was asking her about that. And we were just talking, and she she was giving all this amazing information. She was telling us, I asked her, you know, are you the owner? And she said no, but that she is Ghost Town Tina. She's picked up that nickname, but her name's Tina. And the Vulture City is owned by Rod and Robin Pratt, and that she's worked with them and helped curate the space since the beginning. And she talked about how all the buildings were built just like they were back in the day, and how everything was just kind of like rubble, and everything got built back up. And that was really cool to hear. And she was saying they're going to be rebuilding more buildings. What was really cool was that she said that, you know, when she got a chance to get away from the little concession stand, that she could let me take pictures up close and personal of the haunted shoes and the haunted doll. So that was really cool. But then it came to, I was like, I didn't even have to tell her. I was like, I have a picture and I would like you to look at it. And she's like, oh, well, you can submit those online. And if you really do have a ghost, it will be approved and it will go on the website. And then I was like, well, do you have anything set up that may look like a ghost? And she said, no, but she knew exactly what I was talking about. She's like, okay, come on. So we went to the brothel. We went to the brothel, and she goes, is this what you're talking about? And so she actually let us in the room, which when we were taking pictures, when I got the original pictures, you couldn't go past the door. It was, you know, sectioned off. So we get to go in, and when you get up close and personal, the picture, the face that I got, it's a mannequin head. Now there's a mannequin in the brothel right now, and she's dressed, and so this mannequin head was donated to possibly be used, but they said it was a little too modern looking, so they couldn't fit it in, and she didn't think anything of it, and so she put it in this like mesh bag, and she just put it there. But it does move. It is haunted.
So the spirits sometimes attach themselves to the dolls. So if you listen to the clip on Channel 12 News with Marie, she will say that sometimes the spirits will attach themselves to the dolls, which could include the mannequins as well.
And so this is a mannequin head, but it does move because people have said it, right?
Yes, so Zach Baggett's on Discovery Plus. They have some of that footage on the recently released Vulture City.
Cool, thank you, Tina. Do you think that maybe it's haunted by Rita, who is like the madam? She was of the house, and they call her Mexican Rita, and she haunts the brothel. And rocks have been thrown at people. Like cameramen. One of the camera guys who was in there filming got pushed. So the mannequin head does move. She thinks that so what happens is ghosts attach themselves to things like dolls, and she thinks one of the ghosts, and possibly Mexican Rita, has attached herself to this mannequin head because people have seen it move. So it is haunted, but it's not a ghost, you know. So it was really cool getting to actually see this mannequin head, and I took pictures. And she said that when they first got it, a couple of people were playing like catch with it and football, and she thinks that kind of made was it the spirits, Nikolai, upset, or was it like anyway, that it like kind of like created a lot of emotion, and so that's how like the spirit, she thinks, maybe got attached to it, how a spirit got attached. Why I had gone over there because there was a table and there was these different books, and I picked up Arizona Ghost Towns, 50 of the state's best places to get a glimpse of the Old West. And this is by Nora Austin in conjunction with Arizona Highways. So that's really cool. But it says, okay, so it says about the author, as the managing editor of Arizona Highways magazine, Nora Austin has been to every corner of the Grand Canyon State to report on Arizona's places and people. For this book, he spent more than 5,000 miles on the road and hundreds of hours researching Arizona ghost towns history. And he lives in the Phoenix area. So I'm like super excited. Look at this map. I don't know how many, because some of these ghost towns, you cannot, there's not really roads, like they're legit ghost towns. So some of them I won't be able to get to, but the ones that I can, I'm like super excited. I want to like check off some of these. So of course it goes in alphabetical order. So Vulture City is towards the back. So they have the hanging tree, of course, which I got a really cool picture of the hanging tree, and there's a rainbow in it, which I think is pretty cool. So it just gives some history in the book, and then it says named for, and then it gives you the GPS coordinates, and then directions, and then information. So Vulture City, of course, has a phone number and a website, so that's given. So I think that's really cool. It gives you kind of like an idea of what to expect. Let me just open up one randomly. All right, so Harshaw, which I've never heard of. It says, this adobe residence, which once had a tin roof, marks the intersection of Forest Road 49 and the road into Harshaw. And I'm sure I'm not saying it right, so I apologize. Okay, so it gives the directions, and it says some of the route is unpaved, but it's suitable for most vehicles in good weather. And it actually does give you the ranger phone number to call, and then the website is actually a government. So this one, I guess we could probably get to, maybe, possibly, in the summertime. So anyway, this book, like, super cool. So I picked this book up, and I think this was the icebreaker of me talking to Tina and, you know, getting her name and that she's the curator there. So after we left the brothel, she had to go back to the concession stand and talk to a few more people. And then she was so great. She took us back to where the haunted objects were and let me get pictures. And I even met one of the newest haunted dolls. I'm not sure. I don't think she gave me a name. I don't think it has a name yet. But she gave me a little bit more, and I really, really wish you guys I had actually like brought a notepad and paper and wrote this stuff down, because everything she gave me was amazing. And I definitely want to go back and take the tour. That happens on, I think it's Saturdays at 10 a.m. Definitely want to do that. And then maybe even possibly run into Tina again with a notepad and get the information again. But I did watch the clip from Channel 12 where they talk about the haunted dolls, but they mainly talk about Izzy, and Izzy's the little girl that she died when she was around 9 that I talked about in the last video. But apparently, so in the brochure, it said that people try to bring dolls to give to Izzy to see if Izzy will come interact with them and talk to them. But according to Tina, people actually bring dolls that they think are haunted. So it's really funny. At the beginning of Channel 12, the interview with Rod and Robin Pratt, they say, you know, they introduce themselves. They say they're the owners. They say, don't hug the dolls. because actually the dolls that you see throughout are haunted dolls. So it's not just the 2 that are in that room. Whenever you see a doll, they're potentially haunted. They just may not have the spiritual activity around them that the 2 dolls in that area have, Izzy and I think it's Dolly. And then the 3rd doll that they just got, that's there's a lot of activity, which I'm not sure if there's a name yet. But those 3 dolls for sure are haunted, and of course the little baby shoes. Oh, the other really cool thing we did, because Tina told us about it, which, you know, the scary pumpkin guy dude, there was 2 of them. There's one in the Ase house, which I got a picture of myself standing in there, and that's where, when my mother and I left, the door shut. And I felt like they were like saying, yeah, get out. And actually we watched, I think it was on the Travel Channel, well, it was Discovery Plus. One of the shows, they showed it, and now I have a beef with a lot of those like Travel Channel paranormal shows, because they're just, first of all, they're usually really ridiculous. They never catch anything. Nothing ever really happens. It's over dramatized. It just seems really silly. Well, this one was so well done. They had Native Americans go, and they told the mythology around the land, and they did a ceremony to kind of help clear, and they talked about why it was so haunted. And so I just watched that yesterday, and it was amazing. So basically what happened was the people, the natives who lived there, there were giants. There were giants who lived on the land, and they basically like buried them, right, Nikolai? Like they somehow like magically or put them in the ground and kept them there to keep them from terrorizing people. And well, when the miners came, they basically disrupted the giants, and now they escaped. And so when the people passed away, the Native American shaman said that they were afraid to even leave the buildings that were there, because if they left the building, those giants would eat their souls, and it's a fate worse than death. So it kind of reminds me of that big kind of like snake creature in Beetlejuice, that when they go outside their house, that sandworm thing comes and like tries to eat them, and then remember it like comes through the house and eats Beetlejuice, and then Beetlejuice is gone. So I wonder if that's where they got the idea for that sandworm, is talking to some Native Americans. So you know, and then with the natives being pushed off that land, they couldn't stay there to keep the spirits underground. So they're saying that's why they, you know, are there. That's why it's so haunted. And so anyway, while they were doing the ceremony, they actually caught a dark figure of a man with like a gun behind them. And then they were in the brothel, and that's when something got thrown, and that's when they were told to get out. And they were in a say house, and things were happening there, and people got really sick. So I'm getting chills just talking about it. It was a really great episode, and there was a lot of paranormal activity, and I would definitely say this place is definitely very haunted. Tina thinks that the spirits are happier now. And some people think it may have to do with the fact that they're restoring more and more, so the buildings are nicer and more like kind of antiques and artifacts are going in, and that's making them happier. But I'm almost wondering if it has more to do with the ceremony the shamans did on the land, and that kind of helped out the spirits as well. It's funny because we were talking about like, hey, let's move to Wickenburg. It's really nice here. It's beautiful. But then after watching that episode, I was like, nope, I'm good. I don't want to move to Wickenburg. Like, you know, there's certain lands, especially when they were sacred to Native Americans, that you shouldn't live. And honestly, Sedona is one of those places as well. And it sounds like Vulture City is one of those places. Those are places that you go for healing, and then you leave. You're not supposed to like stay in that energy for extended periods of time. It kind of at that point becomes like counterintuitive, or with Vulture City, it's like you pass away and then you're stuck there. No, thank you. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying anything about the town of Wickenburg. I don't know if that's sacred ground either, but just to be safe. So she talked about how one of these pumpkin beings was called Grimgor, the Grimgor shaman witch doctor, and he had a hagstone on him, which what a hagstone is, I had to do some research, but she told us too. She gave really great explanation. She explained everything. A hagstone is a stone with a natural occurring hole in the center. And it's usually caused by water. So you usually find these stones in riverbeds, along in streams, along the beach, on the ocean, because water has eroded the center. If you find one of these, it's supposed to protect you from magic. One of the old legends says that magic can't travel over water. Since water is such a strong element within the stone, it's saying that magic basically, like especially evil, can't like pass through the center. So only good things can. So basically like evil and bad intentions and negativity get stuck in the stone. It protects the wearer from evil, from magic, from undue influence, from nightmares. So it's a highly protective stone. But she was saying if you stare into this Grimgor shaman, the witch doctor, the pumpkin, stare into his eyes, release everything, that the witch stone will take all your negativity, all that bad stuff, and basically transmute it, right? Because it can't get through the shaman stone. So we did that. It was fun. That where that pumpkin is, it's in this it's where the kitchen is. And I have to say that walking through the kitchen, we felt a lot of like cold spots, and we got a lot of chills. And you would say, right, Nikolai, that it kind of almost felt like they were touching you? He's nodding. He doesn't like to talk, but they got really close. The ghosts got really close to us in that space. And I know I felt a lot of energy there as well, but I didn't talk about it in the first video because I didn't know what those creepy like pumpkin men were. I was like, they're so creepy looking. So that was cool. We did that. Yeah, we just had a really great time. It was amazing talking to Tina and getting, you know, up close and personal photos. And I definitely recommend you guys go and check this place out. Vulture City Mines and Wickenburg is such a cute little town, and just a lot of history, cute little shops, and really like great people. It has a very small town feel, very Wild West, and I just love the energy of the West. I love how wild it is, especially being from the East Coast, where, I mean, I left before things got really crazy, but there's so many rules and restrictions and taxes and on the East Coast as well as on the West Coast. But you come to Arizona and you just feel free. You feel like you can breathe. and you feel just, it feels good. And I'm so blessed to live here. And I love getting to share my adventures with you guys, and hopefully I will have more ghost adventures to share with you. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this video, please hit the like button down below and please subscribe. I will be uploading videos every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Arizona time. Bye guys.